passes for fury among your misbegotten kind!
Hi guys, hope you're well. Just want to show you a very quick tutorial on making green stuff purity seals. I had a few messages, people asking me from my Vanguard veteran video on how I made the ones that are in there. This is just a very quick tutorial just to show you how to make a few. So you're going to need a few things first of all. So you're going to need some green stuff. You're going to need a modelling tool of some sort. So you can get these from, well, Hobbycraft, you can get them online, you can get them from loads of places. And you're also going to need a craft knife as well of some sort. So they're the three main things that you're going to need. Also, it's handy to have a clean pot of water. It's advisable to also work on a rubber mat as well. As you can see, I've already got a bit of water on here. Just add using your finger, just put some onto the mat to keep that nice and moist. If you mix up your green stuff well, it shouldn't dry out very quickly, and also using the water on the mat, it will be nice and moist and allow you to work with it very well, and should be very pliable. So they're the main things that you need. So I'm just going to quickly bring up a pane so you can, obviously, with a list of things just to remind you. Then we'll jump straight in and get on with how to make some purity seals. Catch you in a sec, guys. So guys, once you've got all your tools ready, we're ready to start making the purity seals. We're going to do the first part first of all, which is the seal part of the purity seal, and then do the tassels afterwards. So what you need to do is get your green stuff and prise off a small bit and make a ball. As you can see there, it's literally made a ball of green stuff in my fingers. That looks a little bit too big for what I would suggest. So the best thing for you to do is to just get not a smaller amount, because seals, it depends what size seal you want. If you want a fairly large seal, then obviously go with a bigger ball. If you don't want a big seal, then obviously go for a bit smaller. It's common sense. Put it on your mat and make sure it's in the water. Rub it around a little bit just so it stays wet. And once that's done, you need to actually make yourselves a tool. If you've got an old paintbrush that's preferably a fine detail one that's absolutely KO'd and is no longer any good, cut all the bristles off, and you should end up, if you have a look at this, if you just get to zoom, you should end up with a really nice fine point. Okay, and it's flat. And this is what you actually make the seal part with. So I'll just show you how that's done. So as you can see, what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to get the ball that's on the mat, and then I'm going to press down into it. If you just get the light, I'm going to press down into it using the paintbrush. Okay, remember to keep it in the water to keep it moist. Add a little bit more water just to make sure it doesn't stick, and gently prise it off of the brush like that as it's coming off, slowly but surely. There we go. So now you've got more of a disc, as you can see. Give it another little press just to get it down, and what you're trying to create is you're actually trying to create a ridge. And if you look here, you can see that it's made a sort of seal of such. You can go around and play with it a little bit more just to get it a little more defined once it's done, but there's your seal. Really simple, really easy to do. That's the seal part of the video. So I'm going to bring up a little menu now with a couple of notes on it just so you can take some notes if you need to, but that's essentially how to make a seal. Very easy, and then once it's actually joined with the tassel part of the purity seal, you can add the details onto the seal itself, because it will still stay fairly pliable with the water that it's been in. Okay, so there's your seal. So I'll catch you guys in a sec when we'll make the tassels. Hi guys, so hopefully you've made a fair few seals now ready for making the rest of it, which is the tassels. It's best to work in a production line, that's how I do it, so I'll make maybe 5 or 10 seals and then jump on to doing the tassel part. Tassel is very simple, it's not hard in the slightest. So what you're going to do, again, get your green stuff, keep the mat wet, dip your green stuff into the water just to get it completely soaked in water. You want to basically spread it out as much as possible. It won't stick to the mat because of the water, fortunately, which is a good thing, and you won't get that many fingerprints on it because obviously you are using a wet object, if that makes sense. So try and get it flat as if you're making, I don't know, like a bit of a pizza sort of thing. I know it sounds silly, but it's the only way I can explain it. What you want to do is, using your craft knife, wet the blade of it so it cuts through and doesn't stick. You want to basically make a square or like a rectangle as such. As you can see here, I'm just cutting off a little bit of excess. You can put quite a bit of pressure on it and it won't leave fingerprints because you want to avoid those fingerprints. So when you're left with the rectangle, as you can see here, just turn it over so it stays wet, and then all you need to do is get your knife again and make a couple of ribbons. Hold it down and it will cut through nice and easy, and you'll be able to make quite a few ribbons for your purity seals. As you can see here, they've all separated nicely. Use your modelling tool just to scoop them around a little bit, separate them. Don't apply too much pressure because you don't want to ruin them. They shouldn't stick, as I was saying. So there you go. There's your ribbons for your purity seals. Now you can detail these quite sizably if you want to. I'll show you how to do it. All you need to do is get your tassel, if you can pick it up. You want to try and pick these up very carefully because obviously you don't want to damage them. Once you've got hold of the tassel itself, that's a bit long personally for me. I don't really have that long tassels on my purity seals, but the best way to do it is to obviously go with what you think looks right. Move it onto a drier part of the mat just so that it doesn't get too hard to work with. As you can see here, these two will stay in the water and they won't move around that much. All you want to do now is, from the earlier part of the video, you want to get your seal as such. So here you can see I've got seal on the end of this part here, and all you want to do is you just want to press down and press it with the modelling tool so it actually goes through, and there you go, there's the seal now attached to your tassel. I'll just move that into the middle of the camera for everyone to see. So there's the seal and the tassel. Very easy to do, takes literally 5 minutes, and you could essentially pick that up and let that dry somewhere without obviously it sticking to anything, and you'd have a purity seal. But we're going to go a little bit further on than that. All we're going to do is, as I said, this is a little bit long for me, so I'm going to cut the tail off a little bit, and you can use that on another purity seal if you want to, that excess bit there. And we're going to actually give it like a ribbon, so we're going to actually make it pointed at the end, so it's got like a cut out of it. So all you do is you get your craft knife while working in the water to keep it so from sticking to anything, and you're going to cut like a triangle shape out of the bottom, like that. Obviously work on your mat, guys, because you don't want to be cutting the table when you're doing this, and cut like a triangle out, like that. Nice and easy. Pull the rest of it away, as such. Come on. There we go. And once that's done, you should be able to pick this up, provided it doesn't stick, which it shouldn't do. And there we go. There's one purity seal. Just focus. One purity seal ready to go on your models. What I would advise you to do is, I tend to sometimes use super glue to stick the seals down, but normally with using the modelling tool to push through and join the two together, they tend to stick together fairly well. But that's a purity seal done in less than 5 minutes. Really easy. You can production and batch these like you would batch models. It's very simple, and all you need to do is just stick it down somewhere for it to dry, and make sure it doesn't actually stick to what you're putting it on, so no paper or anything like that. I advise, the best thing to do, I advise is actually working with the models directly, to get them obviously stuck on straight away, then that way they can dry on the model. But if you don't want to do that, you can just put them on a plastic surface of some sort. Don't push down very hard when you do it. What I'm actually going to do, just while we're on cam, is I'm actually going to stick this to this sergeant so you can see what they look like. So as you can see, this is a sergeant that was in my pinning video. I always use super glue to stick down any purity seals that you make. Best thing to do really is use super glue. I've seen people use other types of glue and it's not really the best thing to do in the world. I wouldn't do it. So get your glue, put a dab of glue on the end of the purity seal, as you can see here, and then all you need to do is just finally attach it to the model, which we're going to do, and decide where you're going to put it. So I'm going to go for the shoulder pad. So as you can see, that's one purity seal on the model. If I can get it to focus for you guys, that's one purity seal on the model, ready for painting once it's dried, and it stands out looks in keeping with the model. I hope that helps, guys. I'll try and get a better video up. My light's playing up at the moment, so fingers crossed once I've got that fixed I'll be able to do a better video, but I hope that's helped. Any questions, please obviously just message me. Any comments, positive or negative, I'd appreciate it greatly. I hope that's helped you, and I hope obviously if it works for you, let me know. As always, guys, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it ever so much. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.